BR, business and disaster recovery, business continuity and disaster recovery, BCDR is sometimes what that's called, thing that you can be up and running and always be running and always have access to your data is really important. How do we do that? Well, we guarantee that the hackers aren't going to get to you, but we certainly can guarantee that recovery point will happen as quickly as possible. So oftentimes we're consulting with customers and defining for them what is the recovery point objective, meaning how long can you live without data? And what is the recovery point data? The recovery point objective is the amount of data that you need to run your business at a minimum. What data could you live without for a short period of time? And that tells us what we need to work on and what we need to focus on in the case of a disaster where you've lost some data. The other side of it is the recovery point or recovery time objective. So recovery point objective, recovery time objective. That's the amount of time that you can live without that data. So how quickly do we need to get you back up and running? So depending on the answers to those questions, that's how you manage your backups. That's how you manage the data access that you have. So wherever you put it on the server, wherever you put it on your computer, if you have it backed up, it's readily accessible. You can get up and running if something disastrous happens. Or, for example, you might have a situation where an environmental thing happens within your organization or within your area of business. We had a customer who sensor that sensed temperature, and they were getting alerts and alarms that said temperature was going up. And so that was a red flag to say, gosh, we better take care of this because evidently there's some fan or something that's not working. And so to a point where the server performance was being degraded, it wasn't performing at the level that it was supposed to. And ultimately, they ended up switching the server from that local box to a cloud location that was serving as the backup. So able to go from local to cloud. Well, the reason why the temperature in that room was going up is because things were on fire in there. And so as a result of that fire, that device was completely destroyed. All of the data that was on that device was completely destroyed because of that fire. Because they had the cloud backup and they could switch to operate within that cloud backup. Nobody even knew that there was an issue with the server. So that kind of thing, when you talk about business continuity and disaster recovery, that's what we're talking about. Keeping your data safe, keeping your data secure, but also making it accessible in the case of a disaster. I'm Max from Team Logic IT, and that's a little bit of information about why data is so important.